My child, stop right here. Don't scroll. Don't move. Don't look away. I am stepping into this exact moment because this is your final call. You have passed by my voice many times. You have felt me tug at your heart, and you pushed it aside. You have heard me whisper and convinced yourself you would come back later. But there is no later in this moment. This moment is sacred. This moment is marked. This moment is not like the others you skipped. I am speaking now with a weight you cannot ignore, with love that feels heavy on your chest, with urgency that presses on your spirit. I am calling you to stop, to breathe, to look straight into this message the way you rarely look at anything, because what heaven prepared for you is right here. And if you skip me again, you will miss what was meant for you. I do not speak this to scare you. I speak it to wake you. You have been walking through days half asleep, drifting through moments, ignoring signs, holding on to what numbs you, running from what heals you. And every time you felt lost, you wondered why things were not changing. But how can change come when you keep skipping the very moment I created to shift your life? You have cried for answers, yet avoided the call. You have prayed for direction, yet turned away when I placed it before you. You have begged me to come closer, yet each time I did, you distracted yourself with something smaller, something louder, something easier. But now I am here again, stronger, clearer, louder, because I love you too much to let you walk past what you need one more time. My child, feel my seriousness. Feel my sorrow. Not sorrow because you failed, but sorrow because I watched you walk in circles, watched you break under weight I tried to lift, watched you reach out for things that hurt you, watched you chase people who could not hold your heart, watched you avoid the moment designed to free you. You have skipped me before, but not this time. This moment is different. This moment is not a casual stroll, not a random chance, not an accident. I pulled you here. I placed this in front of you on purpose. You didn't end up here by mood or boredom or timing. You ended up here because heaven guided your steps. I need you to feel how serious this is. Feel the way your chest tightens. Feel the way your mind pauses. Feel the way your spirit leans in. That is me. I am pressing on you because I cannot let you lose what I prepared. You have no idea how much is waiting on the other side of your yes. You have no idea how much peace, how much healing, how much clarity, how much freedom, how many answers, how many open doors, how many breakthroughs have been lined up for you, but they are tied to this moment. If you skip me again, the blessing won't disappear, but the timing will shift. And what was meant to come easily may become a longer road. What was meant to come now may come later. What was meant to lift you may pass by unreceived. I do not want you to miss what I have written for you. You have been asking me, when will things change? When will I feel peace again? When will I understand what I'm meant to do? My child, this is the moment where the change begins. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when everything is calm now. I am breaking into your life with purpose. I am reaching into your heart with my own hands. I am calling you as if your name is echoing through heaven, and all of creation is holding its breath, waiting for your response. Can you feel it? Can you sense the weight around this moment? Can you sense that this is not just another message? This is the one that decides your next chapter. You have wondered many times if you were close to missing your destiny. You felt the fear of slipping out of alignment, of wasting time, of falling behind. You felt the truth deep inside. Something was coming, something big, something divine. And you were right. This is that moment. This is the shift you felt in your spirit but couldn't explain. This is the turning point. This is the crossroads where one simple choice, stay or skip, determines the direction of your story. I know you are tired. I know you have been carrying heaviness for too long. I know your heart has been worn out by disappointment, by waiting, by trying to be stronger than you feel. I know your spirit has been crying for a breakthrough, even when your voice stayed silent. That is why I am speaking with urgency. I am not angry. I am not frustrated. I am not disappointed in you. I am fighting for you. I am fighting for the part of you that still believes, even though life tried to make you numb. I am fighting for the part of you that still hopes, even though hope has felt dangerous. I am fighting for the destiny I wrote for you long before you took your first breath. My child, listen to me. Breathe. Let every distraction fall away. Let the noise fade. Let the rush of your day crumble. I am here, right now. I am closer than your thoughts, closer than your heartbeat, closer than your pain. And I am telling you, do not walk away again. What is meant for you is right here, inside this moment. Blessings you prayed for, healing you cried for, answers you begged for, they are all beginning right here. Everything you need for the next part of your life is hidden inside what I am about to speak to you. Comment God, you have all of me if your devotion belongs fully to Him. So stay. Do not leave. Do not rush. Do not let fear pull you away. Do not let doubt distract you. Do not let old habits make you skip this moment. This is your final call, not final because my love ends, but final because your next season depends on it. This is the moment heaven hath been waiting for you to reach. This is the moment I have been guiding you toward. This is the moment that will change everything if you let it. My child, stay with me until the last word. Let me speak life into you. Let me open your eyes. Let me show you what comes next. Let me lead you out of the cycle you've been trapped in. Let me reveal the truth you've been seeking. Let me give you the peace your heart has been starving for. This is your final call. Don't skip me again. What was meant for you is right here. My child, listen to me with your whole heart now, because I am about to reveal something you have not understood before. You have felt my presence many times. You have sensed my pull. You have heard my whispers in ways you could not explain, and yet you kept running. Not because you were rebellious, but because you were afraid. You doubted your own worth. You delayed decisions you knew you were meant to make. You ignored signs that were placed right in front of you. You told yourself you would respond later. You convinced yourself the timing wasn't right, or that maybe you were imagining my voice. But I never stopped calling you gently. I never stopped guiding you even when you thought you were wandering alone. I never stopped reaching for you even when you were running from me without realizing why. You have been caught between wanting me and fearing what following me would change. You have wanted healing but held on to habits that kept you wounded. You wanted clarity but stayed close to confusion. You wanted breakthrough but hesitated to walk away from what broke you. You wanted purpose but felt safer standing still. You wanted me, but parts of you still clung to what hurt your soul. And because of that, you lived between two worlds, one foot in faith, one foot in fear, one foot in calling, one foot in comfort, one foot in destiny, one foot in delay. But hear me, I saw every struggle behind your silence. I understood every reason behind your hesitation. I never judged you for doubting. I never turned away when you delayed. I never stopped watching over you when you ignored my signs. I never stopped believing in you, not for one moment. But now, the season has reached a critical turning point. My child, this is not like any other time. This is not the same cycle repeating. This is not just another moment passing by. This is not a soft invitation. This is not something you can get to later. This is a divine intersection, a crossing point heaven has aligned with your life. This is the moment where everything in your story begins shifting. This is the moment where what comes next depends on how you respond right now. I am issuing a final call, not because my love is running out, not because I am tired of you, not because I am punishing you, but because heaven is moving. There is movement in the unseen realm. There is alignment happening around you. There are angels stepping into position. There are blessings being released. There are attacks being blocked. There are doors being opened. There are battles being settled. The timing of heaven is shifting, and your life must shift with it. My child, there are moments in your journey when time becomes holy. Moments when the next step is not something you choose casually, it is something you respond to with seriousness. This is one of those moments. This moment is a gate. This moment is a turning. This moment is a doorway into what I prepared for you long before you understood who you were. If you stop now and listen to me, you will feel it, you will sense the urgency in your spirit, not the urgency of fear, but the urgency of purpose. The urgency that says, something is happening, something is opening, something is shifting. That is me drawing you close. You have felt this shift without fully understanding it. It showed up as restlessness. It showed up as discomfort in the places that used to feel familiar. It showed up as a sudden awareness that you can't stay where you've been. You felt me breaking your patterns. You felt me removing what no longer belongs. You felt me closing doors you didn't expect to close. You felt me pulling you away from people you once depended on. You felt me unsettling your spirit in situations you once tolerated. That wasn't confusion, that was alignment. I am moving everything that no longer matches where I am taking you. I am shaking what needs to be shaken. I am loosening the grip of what held you. I am uncluttering your path so you can finally walk forward without carrying weight that was never meant to stay. This is why you feel the urgency. Not because something bad is coming, but because something heaven prepared is approaching. Please support our channel. Our mission is to bring happiness, peace, and devotion to God into your life. If you wish, you can show your love and support by donating through Super Thanks. My child, I must tell you the truth in love. If you skip me again, not skip the message, not skip the moment, but skip my call, you won't lose me, because my love does not disappear. You won't lose my presence, because I never abandon my children. But you may lose the blessing attached to this exact moment. You may lose the timing, the opportunity, the open door. You may lose the ease I intended for you. You may lose the momentum I am trying to give you right now. Understand this with your spirit. Blessings do not disappear, but windows do. When I move, everything attached to that movement flows with it. When I call, everything meant for the call stands ready. But when someone hesitates, the blessing waits until the next moment of alignment, and sometimes that moment is far away from now. I am not threatening you. I am warning you with love, because you have prayed too long for what is being placed right in front of you. You asked me for breakthrough. This is the moment that leads to breakthrough. You asked me for healing. This is the moment that opens healing. You asked me for direction. This is the moment where direction becomes clear. You asked me to remove what was hurting you. This is the moment where I need you to follow me away from it. You asked me to bring the right people into your life. This is the moment where I begin disconnecting you from the wrong ones. You asked me for peace. This is the moment where peace becomes something you live in, not something you chase. But you must respond. You must stay. You must hear me. You must not run again. You have lived through enough seasons of delay. You have lost enough time to fear. You have walked in circles long enough. I do not want this moment to become another missed opportunity, another skipped call, another moment you look back on and say, I felt something, but I ignored it. I love you too deeply to let you wander through another year of confusion, another year of being half awake, another year of waiting for something that is already here. This is your final call, not final because my patience is ending, but final because your season is. You have reached the edge of one chapter and the beginning of another. Everything behind you is closing. Everything ahead of you is unlocking. But your spirit must choose to step forward. I need you to understand this. Spiritual shifts require immediate response. When heaven moves, hesitation becomes costly. When destiny opens, delay becomes danger. When the path clears, turning away becomes bondage. When I speak, ignoring me becomes the reason blessing feels distant. Not because I stop loving you, but because you stop moving with me. I am not calling you to fear. I am calling you to alignment. I am not calling you to rush. I am calling you to awaken. I am not calling you to perform. I am calling you to follow. I am not calling you to be perfect. I am calling you to be present. My child, I am reaching into your life with both hands. I am speaking with a weight you can feel in your bones. I am pulling on your spirit because what is coming for you is too important to let slip by. You are not reading this by mistake. You are not here by coincidence. This is not random timing. This is divine timing. You are standing at the edge of something heaven wrote for you long before you were born, and everything in the spiritual realm is holding this moment open. So hear me. Do not run from this call. Do not let fear distract you. Do not convince yourself you are not ready. Do not let doubt talk you out of destiny. Do not let old habits pull you backward. Do not tell yourself later again. Later has carried you long enough. Later has cost you enough. Later has stolen enough time from you. This is now. This is holy. This is your moment. This is your final call. Stay with me. Let me finish what I started in you. Let me lead you into the blessing that has been waiting for your yes. My child, come closer to me now, because I am about to speak into the deepest places of your soul, the places you never show anyone, the places you hide even from yourself. I know your pain, every piece of it. I know the battles you fought in silence, the ones no one around you ever noticed, the ones you thought you had to face alone. I know the heartbreak you carried like a weight on your chest, the confusion that clouded your mind, the betrayal that shook your trust, the loneliness that wrapped around you like a cold night, the anxiety that made your spirit tremble, and the numbness that made you wonder if you were even alive inside. I saw all of it. None of it was hidden from me. You tried to stay strong when everything inside you was breaking. You pretended to be okay when your spirit was crying out for help. You smiled in front of others because you felt like no one would understand the storm inside you. But I understood. I was there in every quiet moment when your heart ached and your mind felt too heavy to carry. I watched you lie awake at night staring into the darkness, asking questions you didn't know how to put into words. I heard the thoughts you were too afraid to speak. I counted the tears you tried to hide. Every single one of them mattered to me. There were nights when you felt like your chest was collapsing with the weight of your fears, and you wondered why no one reached out, why no one checked on you, why no one sensed you were breaking. But I was there, my child. I was sitting beside you in the stillness of your room. I held your heart in my hands when it was shaking. I wrapped my presence around you when you felt cold and forgotten. I listened to the prayers you whispered through tears, the ones you thought were too small for heaven to notice, and I treasured every one of them. You have felt abandoned, overlooked, and unseen by people you trusted. You gave love and received wounds in return. You gave loyalty and received silence. You opened your heart and watched others walk away as if your feelings meant nothing. You questioned your worth. You wondered if something was wrong with you, if you were too much or not enough. But hear me now, none of what they did was a reflection of your value. Their actions revealed their own woundedness, not yours. You were never too much for me. You were never not enough. You were always precious, always chosen, always loved. I saw the moments when you sat alone and said nothing because speaking felt too painful. I saw the days when you pushed through exhaustion, carrying burdens you didn't have the strength for. I saw you pretending to be the strong one while secretly hoping someone would finally ask, "Are you okay?" I saw when you broke down and had to wipe your tears quickly because life would not pause for your heartache. I saw the nights when you cried until your pillow was soaked and whispered, "God, where are you?" Even though part of you feared there might be no answer. But I was answering, not always with words, but with presence. You didn't always feel me, but your survival was the evidence that I was holding you. The fact that you kept getting up when you wanted to give up was proof that my strength carried you. You thought you were walking through life alone, but my footprints were beside yours the whole time. When the world overlooked you, I saw you. When others rejected you, I accepted you. When people made you feel like an option, I held you as my priority. When you felt invisible, you were shining brightly in my eyes. I remember the exact moment your heart first started to feel tired. I remember the moment you lost trust. I remember the moment your joy dimmed. I remember the moment you felt life was too heavy. I remember the moment you whispered through shaking breath, "I can't do this anymore." And I remember how I leaned in close and whispered, "Yes, you can, because I am with you." You see weakness, but I see survival. You see breaking, but I see bravery. You see wounds, but I see places I am ready to heal. You were never meant to carry all of that pain alone. You were never meant to feel like you had to hold yourself together when everything was falling apart. You were never meant to drown in fear or sit in silence while your heart cried out. I was there the whole time, feeling every ache, carrying what you could not carry, keeping you alive when your hope was fading. Even when you pushed me away, I stayed close. Even when you doubted me, I did not leave. Even when you felt unworthy of love, I loved you more. Say, "Father, I'm lost without your love if he's been your anchor in the storm." Do you remember those days you couldn't explain why you felt drained or lost? That wasn't weakness. That was your spirit exhausted from battles no one knew you were fighting. The anxiety you carried wasn't because you were broken. It was because your heart had been wounded too many times without ever having the space to heal. The numbness wasn't because you didn't care anymore, it was because caring had cost you too much for too long. But your numbness never scared me. I saw it for what it was, a survival response, a shield your heart built when it had taken more pain than it could hold. My child, you have suffered quietly, and that silence was loud in heaven. Your pain did not slip past me. It reached me deeper. Every moment you needed comfort, I was near. Every moment you felt unworthy of love, I was pouring love over you. Every moment you felt forgotten, I was whispering your name. I saw the betrayal that wounded you more than you let yourself admit. I saw the confusion that crept into your mind when life didn't make sense. I saw the loneliness disguised behind forced smiles. I saw the way you held yourself together in front of the world but fell apart behind closed doors. I saw the nights you sat on the floor because standing felt too heavy. And in every one of those moments, my heart broke with you. You have gone through seasons where people took advantage of your kindness. Seasons where the ones you trusted the most hurt you the worst. Seasons where you gave love freely and expected honesty, only to receive disappointment. Seasons where you carried emotional weight so heavy that even breathing felt like effort. And yet, through all of this, you stayed soft. You kept loving. You kept hoping. You kept trying. That softness is not weakness. It is a sign that even wounded, you carry a heart I designed with divine strength. There have been days when your mind attacked you with fear and lies, telling you that you are alone, forgotten, unloved, unworthy. But I was standing beside you, rebuking every lie, even when you could not hear my voice. When sadness washed over you with no warning, I was the one holding your spirit so it wouldn't drown. When anxiety gripped your chest, I was the invisible peace that kept you from falling apart. When you felt empty and numb, I was filling the cracks of your soul with quiet comfort. My child, I did not miss one moment of your life. I saw the heartbreak that made you question your value. I saw the betrayals that shattered your trust. I saw the confusion that clouded your path. I saw the nights you whispered, "God, I just want to feel okay again." And I am here now to tell you that everything you went through mattered to me. Every wound is seen. Every moment is counted. Every tear is stored. Every breakdown was witnessed by heaven. You were never alone for even a heartbeat. You may think your pain made you weaker, but it made you deeper. You may think it broke you, but it shaped you. You may think it ruined parts of you, but it revealed parts of you that were stronger than you knew. You may think you were abandoned, but you were protected. You may think you were overlooked, but you were hidden for a purpose. You may think you were forgotten, but you were being prepared. And now I am here speaking to you with tenderness, with truth, with love that wraps around you like warm arms. I am acknowledging your pain not to bring you back into it, but to pull you out of it. I am taking every wound you carried and lifting it off your shoulders. I am touching every place that still hurts. I am holding every fragile part of your heart. Because I see you, my child, and I have always seen you. My child, lean closer to me now, because I am about to uncover what your eyes could not see, what your heart could not understand, and what your mind could not explain. You have been walking through a life filled with moments that felt unfair, confusing, heavy, and impossible. You thought you were failing. You thought you were doing something wrong. You thought you were stuck because of weakness, lack of effort, or lack of worth. But none of that was true. What you called hard times were actually spiritual battles. What you thought were delays were divine protections. What you called closed doors were shields I placed between you and destruction. What you thought was life falling apart was me pulling apart what was secretly attacking your spirit. You did not see the war happening around you, but I did. I saw every attack aimed at your mind, every arrow pointed at your heart, every plan designed to break your spirit. There were things coming for your life that you could not see, jealousy from people close to you, spiritual assignments meant to drain you, temptations meant to throw you off course, distractions disguised as comfort, personalities packaged as blessings but carrying poison. You thought you were fighting your own thoughts, but you were fighting darkness that wanted to dim the light I placed inside you. There were forces trying to stop what I planned for you long before you were born. You were attacked not because you were weak, but because you are chosen. The weight you felt was not proof that you were unworthy. It was proof that you carry a destiny the enemy feared. He saw what was written over your life even before you knew who you were. He saw the potential, the calling, the influence, the anointing, the purpose hidden inside you. And he fought you early, hoping to break you before you could rise. This is why life felt so hard. This is why you felt like the battle never ended. This is why you struggled in seasons when everyone else seemed to be doing fine. This is why you experienced heartbreaks that cut deeper than anything you expected. This is why your soul felt tired even when you hadn't done anything wrong. You were not being punished, you were being targeted. Not by me, but by the darkness that tries to silence those I call. You asked me many times, Lord, why does it feel like everything is against me? My child, because everything that was against you wasn't physical, it was spiritual. The resistance you felt was not coincidence. The delays were not bad luck. The repeated disappointments were not because you were unworthy. You were walking through a battlefield, not a failure. Let me explain what you could not see. There were relationships that I removed because their hearts carried intentions that would have broken you beyond repair. You thought you were losing love, but you were being saved from betrayal. You thought people walked away because something was wrong with you, but I was pulling you away from those who were planning to harm your spirit. You cried over doors closing, but those doors led to places that would have stolen your peace. You blamed yourself when blessings didn't come. You thought maybe you weren't good enough, but you were already enough. The blessing wasn't ready, or the environment wasn't safe. I protected you from receiving too much too soon. Some blessings would have destroyed you if you had received them while your heart was still carrying old wounds. Some opportunities needed time to mature. Some open doors would have led you into traps disguised as success. My child, you called it suck. I called it covering. There were seasons you couldn't move forward because I was blocking what was meant to harm you. There were places you prayed to enter, but if you had stepped into them, they would have emptied your soul. Not every delay is a denial. Some delays are shields. Some delays are lifelines. Some delays are me saying, not here, not now, not like this. You have wondered why certain relationships crumbled in your hands. You have wondered why people you loved the most were the ones who wounded you the deepest. You have wondered why friendships shifted, why trust broke, why certain people changed. But hear me, not all heartbreak was loss. Some heartbreak was deliverance. Some heartbreak was me removing wrong connections to protect the calling on your life. If I had allowed you to stay connected to the wrong people, their wounds would have become your wounds, their battles your battles, their darkness your burden. You thought those endings were punishment. They were protection. I saw things you didn't see, hidden motives, silent jealousy, false support, quiet competition, broken intentions behind warm smiles. I heard conversations you never heard. I saw moments that never reached your eyes. I protected you from betrayal you would not have survived. I removed voices that would have destroyed your confidence. I shut doors to places where your spirit would have died slowly. You think life fell apart. But what if I tell you I was tearing down what was hurting you? You think you were stubborn. But what if I tell you I was holding you still until the storm passed? You think nothing worked out. But what if I tell you everything was working behind the scenes where your eyes could not see? My child, you weren't losing. You were being defended. Let me show you something else. The pressure you felt was not random. It was the heat of refining. You kept blaming yourself for not being strong enough, but I was strengthening you through every trial. I was shaping your character, shaping your patience, shaping your spirit so that when your blessing arrives, you can hold it without losing yourself. The enemy wanted to destroy you through difficulty. I used the difficulty to build you. You asked, Lord, why did they hurt me? Because their heart was not aligned with your calling. You asked, Lord, why didn't this work out? Because the timing would have caused your downfall. You asked, Lord, why did this blessing take so long? Because I needed to prepare you so the blessing wouldn't crush you. You asked, Lord, why does everything fall apart at the edge of breakthrough? Because darkness fights hardest where destiny is closest. Your life felt heavy because you were carrying battles that were never yours to fight alone. You were walking through storms I was calming without your knowledge. You were attacked by weapons that never reached you because my hands stopped them first. You were sitting in darkness that could have swallowed you, but my presence lit a small flame inside you to keep you standing. Let me tell you the truth you were never told. You didn't fail. You fought. You didn't fall behind. You survived warfare. You didn't make wrong moves. You were guided away from danger. You weren't forgotten, you were hidden. You weren't rejected, you were protected. You weren't stuck. You were in a spiritual waiting room. You weren't losing. You were being prepared for what's coming. Now you understand why life had been so hard. Because what is coming for you is bigger than what you lost. Because where I am taking you requires strength you didn't have before. Because the blessing I am preparing is too great to be placed on fragile foundations. Because I loved you too much to let you walk into destiny unprepared. Your pain has meaning. Your delay has purpose. Your hardship has intention. Your story is not broken. It is being built. You are walking through the last pieces of a battle you were never meant to fight alone. My child, I am going to speak to you with honesty, with gentleness, and with the kind of love that does not hide truth. I want you to hear my voice without fear, without shame, without feeling judged. I will show you the moments you turned away from me, not to wound you, but to help you understand how deeply I have pursued you, how patiently I have waited for you, and how much your heart matters to me. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to reveal my mercy. Type Jesus, my soul rests in you, of his peace is your hiding place, and share this video